Terrific. One interesting aspect of being at Columbia University is as you travel around the city, people perceive Columbia as whatever the latest headline tells them is going on at Columbia. So that when we're the center of controversy, and we have been, and frankly, we always will be, people would come up to me and say, things are really rough at Columbia, aren't they? And I'd say, no. What's really interesting is that the extraordinary work Narv has done, and I think he frankly understates how successful he's been, has led to the phenomenon, as I move through the city, of people coming up saying, God, Columbia is really on a roll. They don't talk about applications. They don't talk about student satisfaction. They talk about endowment returns because there's been a lot of press recently about how outstanding a job Narv and Narv's team have done. I thought it would be worthwhile just showing you how well Narv has done. Narv, this is a picture of your children. That's how well Narv has done. Okay.
Thank you. She's going to do it for us.
Still in suspense here as to what
Narv, this is your life.
now we're showing our age.
There we go. Do you want us to do it now?
Yeah, and then Susan.
Okay. Terrific. So none of us ever thought we would aspire to losing only 16% of the endowment. Let me just start right there. And none of us thought we would brag about the fact that we are among the few institutions pursuing the kind of complex investment strategy we pursue that didn't have to borrow money last year simply to meet cash needs. But I thought it was worth bragging for a moment about being down 16% and bragging a moment about the fact that Narv and Ann Sullivan, our Chief Financial Officer, do such a good job of coordinating with each other on issues of cash flow and cash needs. And as a result, Columbia University was not one of those who borrowed simply so they could meet the bills. Narv, why don't you walk us through these charts for a moment?
Sure, thank you, Robert. This is actually, I think, a version of a slide that we share with our board at the end of a few weeks ago. And as much as we obviously know that we have to be careful about peer returns, people are interested in them, so we share them. On the left, you see the one-year performance against the universe against which we compare ourselves, which is the billion-dollar-plus endowment and foundation world, where we were 90th percentile. And you see below that, where it's being pointed, sort of what was the median return of minus 20.3. The top quartile was minus 18.2. And below you see us against what I would call the long-term leaders in the endowment world. Those that at the time when I got here were the leaders and I think remain among the very best players in this world with all tremendous investors. MIT, Princeton, Duke, Yale, Stanford, and Harvard, how they did last year. But again, more important is on the right, the 5-year performance. Since that is really the period over which myself and my senior colleagues have been at Columbia together, and we really think of this as our record, again against that billion-dollar-plus universe, just in the inside the top decile, and again against the top universities. I should give, I think it was probably one of my associates, a special award because he managed to leave out Yale, which is of course the best performer at 8.7%, was left out there. So I give him a special pat in the back for that one. MIT at 8.4, we're 8, Duke, Princeton at 7, Stanford 6.8, 6.2 for Harvard. I think in all cases, I think it shows you what I was talking about earlier. In all cases, all of these folks have done very well relative to that negative 16 basis point return for the traditional portfolio. And of course, we are always aware of getting too focused on these returns, but I won't lie to you. I think we're generally pleased that over my time here, we've been able to establish ourselves with the best. If you took a full 7-year view, that ordinarily doesn't change much. Yale is still #1. Harvard just edges us out, and we beat MIT, and the rest are behind us ordinarily in the same direction. So I think we're at least pleased that we've been able to establish ourselves among the best players in this world. So that's the past. Tomorrow's the future, so we have to climb even higher and harder and be even better than we were in the past to stay there.